ورحمة الله وبركاته. Would you respond?
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
كيف حالك؟
أنا بخير وأنت؟
الحمد لله أنا بخير. ما اسمك؟
اسمي نيكولاي.
نيكولاي.
وأنت؟
نيكولاي أو نيكولاي؟ من نون أو بالميم؟
نيكولاي.
بالميم. ميكولاي. جيد. مرحبا بك يا أخي ميكولاي. أنا اسمي عفان. من أين أنت يا أخي ميكولاي؟
أنا من بولندا.
ممتاز. I know you forgot about me يا أخي.
وأين أنت؟ من أين أنت؟
ومن أين أنت؟ أنا من بريطانيا. Very good.
So this is why the fastest way to learn Arabic is not being drowned in grammar. It's to build the language as a living ability. You collect words in context. You use those words in speech. You get corrected quickly. You repeat until the tongue becomes trained. And then grammar comes in at the right time, like a tool. It redefines you. It makes you accurate. It makes you understand deeper. But it's not the foundation for fluency. Vocabulary and usage are the foundation when it comes to learning the Arabic language. So the point of this chapter is, if you want to have the fastest path and follow the fastest path to learning the Arabic language, becoming fluent, stop asking what is the rule and start asking what are the words I need and how do I use them in a real sentence today. Because the one who learns the Arabic language in the beginning like a grammar class, and every time he's been told something, he tries to understand why he's being told like this, when even the person that's using it is not even thinking of why is it being used like that with those rules. Why did he say ضرب وليس ضربي وليس ضرب or ضرب or ضربا or ضرب? It will burn you out very early. But the one who learns Arabic, like it is a skill, a malaka, something that is a trait and a living language, you speak it first, he will progress faster. He will stay motivated. And most important, he will reach the point where grammar actually benefits him instead of suffocating him and draining his mental strength, trying to understand why this is being said like this. And before we get into the practicality on how to acquire this, I want to read to you another quote from this book, عناية الصحابة باللغة العربية وأثره في النهوض بها, which is a book that was prepared by an Majma al-Lugha al-Arabiya, which is in Mecca, which is a place where they do, it's like a center in Mecca where they do a lot of works towards the Arabic language. And this is from amongst those works. And this put together by a ustad called Muhammad ibn Mabkhut. And he is part of this Majma. And he did a research about the importance that the Sahaba gave to the Arabic language. Now in this book, he brings a quote by Ibn Faris from the book As-Sahibi fi Fiqh al-Lugha al-Arabiyya. And he mentions something similar to what Ibn Khaldun said. And Ibn Faris, of course, very known scholar as a reference in the Arabic language. He says, إِنَّ لَعِلْمَ الْعَرَبِ أَصْلًا وَفَرْعًا أما الفرع فمعرفة الأسماء والصفات كقولنا رجل وفرس وطويل وقصير وهذا هو الذي يبدأ به عند التعلم. This is the important keyword that I want to get. وهذا الذي يبدأ به عند التعلم. وأما الأصل فالقول على موضوع اللغة وأوليتها ومنشأها ثم على رسوم العرب في مخاطبتها وما لها من الافتنان تحقيقا ومجازا. And here we have as well a bunch of fawaid that we can extract from here to know how to approach learning the Arabic language from the scholars themselves from hundreds of years ago, not contemporary scholars or anything like that. Now he says the first branch or Lugha al-Arabiya is two things, a branch and a foundation. The first